working now. It is. Okay. Being really weird. Art channel. It's being really weird. Okay, it is working. Okay, so that for the art channel. The new gaming channel. I'll put links to those. Okay, it is working at least. Okay, put the share right there. God darn it. So I'm going to be playing through this tonight, just messing around. Dang it. Remove, hold on. Dang it. So, hold on. Let me put the links to both of these in the chat. So you have this one, and then let me put the other one in the chat. Share, copy, and then I'll be playing through this now. Okay.
Hey, over here, Sawboy.
Hold on. All right. Okay. So I'm gonna be playing through the reboot tonight. Hopefully everything goes according to plan. Ow, ears. How do I... Oh.
suck at this.
The female is locking perimeter doors! She's blasting them open. Armed! Go! Remember, dead or alive. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Rotate!
Pat, are you there? Stay out of sight, you hear? Gotta get there first.
Go again! It's barricaded from
That's
the
right,
inside.
Pat. You keep him out.
She knows we're here. We need a demo squad here now!
Oh, really? What's going on?
No! Not now! Cat, are you here?
Oh my god, they're in! Move, move!
Get out! The place is overrun!
Run! Get out of here!
Damn it! Can anybody hear me? Shit. This place is infested. I hope Cat's okay. Ugh. Great. Hey, who you looking for, shitheads?
I suck at this.
What was that? What are you smiling at? It's on, bitch. Get back here! What in hell was that? Cat! Cat!
Dante,
I'm here.
I don't know what to do.
Where's Virgil?
I don't know. He's probably in the server room, the Octagon, but he might be trapped in limbo.
How do we get to him?
I don't know. I'm stuck in here.
Is there something I can do from limbo to break you out? Think!
may be a way. I'll guide you.
Oh, hey man, sorry, I was muted. I didn't even realize I was muted. If you're wondering what the other links are to the new channels and stuff like that, one specifically for gaming stuff, which I'm going to be testing out the waters on, and the other is for only art. Sorry, I didn't realize I was muted. Thanks, man. Yeah, I set them up today, just to, I wanted to basically have certain channel, like basically, art, games, end of story. Like this is, the main channel is just for whatever. It doesn't have to be, you know, it doesn't have to have the same, like, rhythm as the other ones. That's kind of what my, thought process was, because I feel like, um, when it comes to it, I really just kind of was like, okay, how do I can't really improve if I'm taking 5 steps forward and taking 50 steps back. I already said, oh, that's cool. Thanks, man. Yeah, I just, I wanted to kind of, split stuff up, because I figured if the main channel is just for posting whatever, I figured with the art channel, I'll post art shorts, complete stuff, and see how well it goes. Yeah.
I think there's an old tunnel through here. Maybe we can get out that way.
We need another charge!
They're breaking in.
I've got an idea.
I'm stuck in limbo. I can't stop them from here.
Yes, you can. I spray, you bring the roof down. There, now pull it.
Hold on.
Do it again.
Quick, the girl's in there!
Okay, same again. Hurry.
You okay?
Yeah. Come on.
Basically what I plan to do is just like have this channel for whatever, just for
Let's go.
fun. And the other channel is basically specifically for gaming, walkthroughs, having some fun, messing around. And then the other is just for art.
Do you know where this goes?
So
I know this place like the back of my hand.
you might see some collab videos with the art side of things and other stuff. I'm hoping I can
Come
get
on.
those channels up, and hopefully they do well. And I'm gonna try to upload more to a schedule with those, where it's like basically certain days, get projects done, record, and yeah. And hopefully they do better, and they're easier to.
Quick! Stay there. I don't think he saw you.
Hey! Wait! I think I saw something.
Shit. Cat, stay very still.
Leave it! The girl's up ahead! We need to move!
He's gone. Let's go.
Yeah. I was thinking about doing a new channel for live streams.
You okay,
Well,
Cat?
the thing, if you're gonna try to do live streams, you don't have to redact your message. That's fine. The problem is that you would have to get subs to a certain point to do anything. That's the problem, is that, with the walkthrough channel and the basically the gaming channel, it'll be a while till I can actually get enough subs to where I could, live stream there. But the problem is also, the thing is, here's the other problem. The other problem is that I would have to make a new PlayStation account, link it to the the one I'm using for the gaming and stuff like that. So that would be the other problem. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay.
So my advice for you is that it's great to do that, but my advice is the thing is it's going to be a while till you get there. So my thing is, you know, you can do gaming streams from the main one, but I would basically strategically your main one, just strategically do them like at certain times or whatever. You know.
He's on your head! Face down!
Cat, get out of sight!
He's running! Get him! No!
Quick, get in that room and hide.
I told you not to run.
Damn it! He's coming in! What are you doing? Stay hidden.
Hey, you! He's on your head! I've got the girl.
And I've got you, motherfucker. Good work.
Come on. It's this way. Why did they have to kill
Playing
everyone?
this?
We're
Yes.
terrorists, remember?
Those are my friends. Ugh, I feel sick.
They'll pay for this. But right now, we've got to find Virgil.
By the way, I did get a thumbnail ready for on the art video side of thing, or the art channel. I figured the very first video it would be we could do a collab for whenever I'm at the office in Poor Cat. Yeah. Wait, you're at the office? Should I get the meme ready? No! Please, no!
Through here.
Basically, I can send you the thumbnail through Gmail, but basically, I figured for the new channel, I figured that we could do a collab video. That'd be the first legit video, and it's what I thought. Okay, basically, we can still do the what already? Why? Why did people work so fast? Well, it still needs some final touches, obviously, because we would have to record the stuff. But basically, I have also the links to both the channels are up top. I have one for art, one for gaming. But basically, what I was thinking is that we could do the enemy video on here, but the legit collab video for like redesigning characters, like we basically both of us do like a redesign of Dante like we can do it. I want to get your opinion on this first. Do you want to do it where you and me both like you do one character, I do another, and you do another, or do you want to do it where we basically both do redesigns where it's like you do your version of a redesigned Dante, I do mine, you do Virgil, I do my Virgil, and Cat, so it's like 6 each, or do you want to do it where you choose one, I choose another, you choose the last one? Or like how would you want to do that type of video? It still needs touches because I just have like the backdrop. I'll just send you. Hold on, give me a second. I'll send you what I have real quick. Let me go to my photos really quick. Also, let me delete that. Hold on. Let me go to, if I can find it. There it is. It still needs work because we have to get like the silhouettes for the new versions. Here. I'll send it to you right now. There you go. That is the thumbnail. At least what I have for it. I don't have anything done for this villain one though, or the enemies or villains or whatever. That thumbnail has not even been worked on. I guess I work kind of fast. Oh, we can definitely do our versions of one character each. I must email you. Oh, those. Yeah. I think for one of the videos, one of the collabs, maybe I think we can do 3 collabs, like one for the enemies, one for the redesigns, and then we could do basically another collab where I'll send you my recordings, and I'll send you like some stuff for like audio for my recording, for audio, and my recordings for like drawing stuff. And basically, so like you can edit it into the video and stuff like that for on your end, and that could be like the collab on your channel, because I want to make it easier. So basically, it's not us doing an unlisted live recording audio that will take a day. It'll take a full day to go through and afterwards, because here's the problem with doing the unlisted live stream. I basically had to wait a full freaking day to download it, and then it was even it was a pain.
Dante, Virgil's trapped in limbo. He's in trouble.
Hey, you! Dante, are you crazy? What are you doing here? Push you out of here, bro.
For now, while I play, I office work. Okay, I just hang back for it now while you play. All right, I'll. Also, maybe you can give me tips and criticize me while if for not playing correctly. Whatever's easiest. Yeah. What we could do is first see if this method works for like a collab. Do it on your channel first, and then if that method works on my end wise, then we can do the other 2 later. Basically the collab with you, like basically on your channel, I'll send you whatever recordings I have, or like basically for stuff, and I'll send you my audio, and then that'll be the first one. And let's test the waters with this method first and see if it works better, and do it that way first. And then if it does, okay, now we know we have a testing ground for the next one, where you can work on the opposite end, where basically now it's your turn to do what I did, stuff like that. Also, got a question for you. Did you ever come up with any concepts for the different? You know what? I'll save it in a bit. Hold on. I'll pitch the idea in a bit. Grab. Little. Where you stay. Skip. Ow. It's like. Die, and it's dead. I was scared I was...
Thank you, Dante. Cat, you're still alive.
Is there a way out of here?
Yes, there's an emergency gate. I'll take you there.
Let's go.
No, not yet.
What?
There are terabytes of sensitive data here. We cannot let them get their hands on it.
What does it matter?
They'll know everything about our plans. If they get their hands on that data, everything that I've worked for will be for nothing. Cat.
Yes.
Arm self-destruct. I can't do it from limbo. The demons will break it in. We don't have time for this.
Then make time, Dante!
Shit, Bergen.
Cat, do it now!
This won't take long, Cat. I'll help you. How long do you guys need? Not long. A couple of minutes.
Also, I did want to pitch to you an idea that I had with Virgil, because I was going through my concept for Rebellion, and you kind of liked it that it took a little inspiration from the older games, and it also took what worked with the Rebellion from the new one. I wanted to kind of pitch an idea while I'm playing.
Okay. Boot up the system.
With Virgil, I kind of thought what would be cool with him is that basically with Yamato, I thought maybe we could keep the Japanese influence like this because it's a katana, but make it look more angel-based. Like, basically, something that I thought would have been interesting. Dante's red. Even though Virgil embraces more the demonic side, he also has more angelic. You know, he's more archangel-based, what my thought process was going for. And while Dante's red, he's more, demonic, even though he embraces more his angel side. So it's like an opposite dichotomy. It's hard to explain what I was thinking, but basically, in some regards, he basically, that's kind of why I thought for the swords, they could represent that in some aspects, where Rebellion, like in the original games, or the OG games, it had the ability to separate the human world and demon world.
How long
and
do you
stuff.
guys
Yes.
need? Not long.
That's good ideas, man. But you gotta concentrate and you gotta survive.
Okay.
Yeah,
Boot up the
true.
system.
I'm trying to, but I was already at low health anyways. Basically, what I was thinking that even with Virgil's design for the fan comic, I wanted him to have elements of his original stuff. I don't know if there is. I think there is. Now, I'm not for certain, but there is an art book for Devil May Cry, the reboot. I think there's an art book, right? We could take influence from maybe some concept art designs if we can find a way to get it. That was my thought process, because I thought that'd be cool. Oh crap. Why do I die? I'll talk about it in a second when I'm not fighting. No. Also, regards to Virgil, he's... Hold on. No. Also, yes. Regards to Virgil, he is some pathetic motherfucker. I tried to incorporate the old Western fashion to make him look relevant or angelic. Survive, yes. Well, yeah, and I think with... Ow. Damn it. Freaking Jason Voorhees, motherfucker. I also thought it was something that, from the reveal trailer, that I wanted to reincorporate with Rebellion's transforming and stuff, similar to King Cerberus' weapon. It does have the ability to turn into the pike, the axe, the trident, and it's based... I hate... Would you quit? Where's the items? Where's my items? And of course I have none. Mother. Okay, where's the health thing? Where's the health thing? Come on. Hold on. Where is it? Okay, there's the statue. And of course I can't access it. Come on! Hold on. Shit. I don't have any health, and that's
How
like,
long do you guys need? Not long. A couple of minutes. Okay, boot up the system.
give me items. Hold on. Do you have the shotgun? Use it. I don't think I do. I don't think I have it yet. Oh, you motherfucker. Shit. Virgil hasn't given you a shotgun yet. Yeah. And right into the freaking... I'm so used to the freaking... And... Stop. I suck at this. Come on! You would have to... They would have to give the freaking chainsaw. Really? Cut me a freaking break! God! Show mercy! Mercy! I'm so used to the OG series' gameplay, I'm not... Come on, man! Okay, you and your chainsaws. Okay, fuck off! But nah, I think, oh, come on. Okay. Are you serious? Finally! I'll have to explain my idea in a minute. Hold on. Also, I'll have to send you some concept art I found for the old for 5 that I think for enemy types we can use. Because they were some pretty cool enemy types. Shit. Damn it. You can throw the axe on the ground. It has long range. You can also parry. Okay, I'll try that.
like I'm not as used to the gameplay systems with this, so it's like very frustrating for me. I don't know, maybe it's a me thing where I'm just not as used to it, so I'm very um what's the word? Dumb? Yeah, dumb. Um Also, I'll send you the concept art I found um from 5 that maybe that's some stuff that I think you could use in enemy designs. Um, just because I figured there's some pretty cool, designs. I'll include most for
How
the
long do you
level for
guys
now.
need? Not
Mix,
long. A couple of minutes.
good luck.
Okay.
Aqualate is the most useful for this level for now. Aqualate? What is an aqua? Wait, give me some borders, please, dear God.
Boot up the system.
Let me check.
They're in!
Hold on. The angelic boomerang shuriken. Oh, the ninja star weapon. Okay. Okay, I think I figured it out. Mix and match. Okay. Yes. You and your goddamn. Okay. You're pissing me off. Did you see the... Oh, yeah, I did. I'm trying to figure out... if I played this game more, I probably would have a better grasp with the controls and the combat. I'm so used to 5s in the other games. There we go. Rage Fall. Okay. Yeah. Okay, this is... That too.
Hey, Dante!
It might help. Great.
My bubble barrel shotgun more just... Yeah! Shotgun! There's that lovely shotgun.
How are you guys doing?
Finally,
2 more minutes, Dante. Virgil, I can keep the demons off your back for as long as you need, but I can't protect Cat from the feds. Step on it! Understood. 2 minutes.
Data current 45%.
Yeah. Also, if here's I want to while I have your undivided lovely attention, I wanted to kind of pitch to you my concept for like I wanna kind of maybe at some point we can like with the enemy. Oh, cat, yes. We can maybe for the comic we can take all the scrapped concepts in some regards and mix them together because I kind of like the idea of Cat having blue hair or a little bit dyed hair. That was something that I think we could still have. I think it'd be cool. Yes, go on, pitch them all. Okay, yes. Um, basically, I want to kind of there's a lot that I want to pitch. First and obvious. Virgil, I think like I think there was something I thought would be cool in the comic, and yes, I think Cat could be our Miko in some regards. For at least for Dante, I think Cat could be the Nico-like character that he has, where she's like the sister. Also, I think there should be a moment with Mammon, because he embodies greed and he embodies a lot of stuff. Something that I thought would be cool. He basically, there would be a moment where he basically meets Virgil, and like there's a speech that gets into Virgil's head that basically pushes his philosophy of power and like greed or lust for it. It would either be Mammon or Asmodeus. I think like there would be, I think that would be a cool moment to have. Like, that basically pushes one of the brothers in a darker direction. So when you do actually, I don't know, we're still brainstorming, obviously, but it was an idea that I had that one of the princes of hell basically has an influence on Virgil and with something he says. The same way that Arkham did to hold on. Items. To Lady in the OG Devil May Cry 3. Like, I thought something like that would be cool because you can mess around with stuff. And, like, basically, we'll have to figure out a design for each of the sins. Like, Beelzebub, Asmodeus. I'm still keeping Belphegor as Phineas, so just refine his designs just a little bit. And basically, what was it? And the other ones, like Satan, fudge. And some of the other ones. Yes, that'd be interesting. Plus, we need the top dog. Most of them once came underlings, but now most of them came up for now are underlings. Well, I think here's the thing. Biblical lore-wise, Leviathan was created, was basically created before even Lucifer's fall. And in a certain sense, Asmodeus, okay, there's a few that are fallen angels. Mammon is a fallen angel. I believe Belphegor is. Lucifer obviously is. And for our lore, I think we could have what's his name? Fuck. Mundus be a fallen angel. But in biblical lore, I think Asmodeus isn't really a fallen angel. He's technically, in some regard, a Nephilim in a way, because I'm trying to think. You have to look more into it, but I know Beelzebub, you can mess around with concepts
Let me
for
guess,
each
2
thing.
minutes?
It's all set to go. I just need a minute longer to grab what I can from the servers.
You're putting her in danger.
It's okay, Dante. This is important.
Automatic detonation sequence on.
This doesn't look good.
Tell you what, I have a free day on the 12th, the 17th, and I'll help you with like pictures and let me know. Also, message Greg. And Kate, why? With all the pitches, and let me also message Greg. Yeah. Also, you can give him. I don't mind if he messages me through Gmail. I actually wouldn't mind, sending some stuff. I just haven't had. I don't know. I tried to put it in. Funny enough, and I couldn't figure it out what it was, and I couldn't send him anything. So I couldn't figure it out, but I think it'd be cool. There's a lot of things that I think would be cool that we can mess around with. It's just trying to figure out the story and stuff like that. Scenes away get me catch for Dante and vice versa. Yeah. Plus, like, we can also flesh out like backstories that like take what we know about the reboot and change some stuff for our universe, like fleshing out characters like Kat and Virgil a little bit, and basically.
Come on, Virgil!
It's done.
They're almost through.
Let's go, Dante. Wait. What? What about Kat?
There's no way out in the real world.
No, we can't help her. Let's go. We can't just leave her. Think, Dante.
We're in limbo. She's in the real world. This place is gonna blow any minute.
He's right.
There's nothing we can do. Let's go.
Go ahead, I'll be right behind you.
Dante!
Give me a second! Okay, listen to me. We don't have much time. Get down on your knees. Put your hands up. Do not fight back.
I'm scared. What will they do to me?
All you need to do is hold on for as long as you can. I will come back for you.
Come on, Dante. This isn't over yet.
Plus, actually, you know what? I wanna. Hold on. Yes. Okay. So the Princes of Hell, Belphegor Asmodeus. Okay, basically a master manipulator. Asmodeus, Leviathan, Lucifer, Mammon, Azazel, Lilith. I believe. What was the other one? uh, Beelzebub, a few other ones. And it's hard to see, but basically, you know, basically, what I'll have to send you at some point. There's a video series of by Love Arts 23. You know her redesign videos, the ones where like she redesigns certain characters, like Mammon, Lilith, basically all those. Peace. Don't you dare think about leaving. I'd have to send them to you at some point on your channel, because she gets more in depth with the lore, and maybe we can kind of take influence from like that type of concept.
Say the name. Say the name.
Virgil.
Virgil. I don't know who you are or why you have been stupid enough to attack me. But I know you mean something to this girl. So I suspect this girl means something to you. I also know that you are collaborating with the Nephilim. I want the Nephilim. You want the girl. We trade their lives.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Mundus knows less than I thought. He knows my name, but that's it. Not that I'm your brother, nor that I'm Nephilim.
She must have been strong to hold out.
Yeah, she did well. But we can't save her.
What do you mean?
You can't seriously think that I would trade your life for hers.
No, I'm not saying...
Apart from the fact that you're my brother, you're the key to
I'm
destroying
not
Mundus.
saying we trade me for her. I'm saying we offer another trade. Cap for Mundus' mistress, Lilith.
Why would Mundus care about one of his whores?
Because she carries his child.
What? How can you know this?
When I was at the tower, I met a demon named Phineas. He told me.
Yes, I've heard that name. This is amazing. We have access to Mundus's unborn child? This is exactly what we need to get him out of his lair.
No, we use this to save Kat!
Dante, that's madness. You would risk the future of mankind for a girl.
Kat put herself through hell to protect us. We'll find another way to get Mundus.
Dante.
I am not abandoning her.
I could see that. Okay. We'll do it your way, brother. There it is. Mundus' mistress, Lilith, runs an exclusive club downtown for high society. Sports personalities, rich kids, bankers, that kind of thing. Demonic substances flow freely. She hooks the pathetic weasels on the stuff, turning them into soulless demon collaborators.
Whoa,
She'll be there tonight.
you're not coming in. You're not on the list.
I am now.
Hey, Dante!
Wanna dance on time, sweetie? Come on. Hey, wait a minute. Don't ignore me. Let's dance.
Not now.
Hey. Yeah, well, fuck you, Dante.
Dante's here. The son of Sparta, whom Mundus once dead. Mundus will delight in me when I deliver his corpse. What do you think, little one? Should we play with him a bit first? Yes, let's.
You wanna dance? Let's dance.
Dante!
I am still not a fan of Lilith's design. I still am not a fan of this version with Mundus. Not a chance in hell. I am determined to change that shit. I like the idea that there's a separate character we can make that fits the role, and she's basically like a, you know. I will never. No. I refuse.
Temper, Dante.
Also, I do have a pitch design for Beelzebub, by the way. Something that I thought would be a cool design, because I know Beelzebub takes influence from like bugs and other stuff, and something that I thought would be cool is if their wings had a stained glass feel to them. I don't know. We'll have to like think on it.
My, what a little diva you are. Such a shame you have to die.
Still chasing. Plus, there's a lot of lore that we can kind of mess around with. That's something I really want to do. It comes to the idea of,
Tell me, Dante, what brings you here? The music? The champagne sparklers? The girls? Or has this something to do with that scrawny little broken flower, I wonder?
I'm here for you, Lilith, so get the fuck down here!
Well, I would, Dante, but how can I put this? You're beneath me. Hello, my beautiful creatures, human and otherwise. From nightclub to fight club, we have a special event for you tonight. So drink up, use up, and play with. Let's get high, society.
I don't like it. I don't like her. I don't like her design. I don't like none of it. She just doesn't scream well. She just screams cheapo. I don't like it. You know, the third person is probably watching is probably freaking either. Do you think it could be Greg watching right now? Probably not, but still. Hey! Could be. I don't know. Guessing.
You have no idea who you're dealing with, do you?
I'm dying to find out. Let's change things around a little. I have created this gauntlet run especially for you, Dante.
I'm not here to play your games.
Oh? Well, this is my club, and you play by my rules.
Hey, look, it's a YouTube. It's YouTube. It's a YouTube button.
It's quite simple, Dante. Survive, and you get an audience with yours truly. Which basically means I get to gouge your brains out myself. Fail, and both you and that little bitch of yours die. So they say you have
I think it's early
power of heaven and
2010.
hell within you. Let's test them out, shall we?
Fuck. Yeah.
Let's begin, shall we? Round one. Should be a cakewalk for a well-endowed man like you. Round one.
Good luck, mate. Nice music. Yeah. Every time I stream this game, I get a copyright claim. I'm too lazy to turn the music off, so. I can't. There we go.
Congratulations. You're still in the running towards becoming Limbo's top fucking idiot. Now, you can come a little closer.
Fuck you, bitch. I know that, like, there's elements of this game I think we can use for, like, the second what's called, because here's what my pitch is for the fan comic. Here's what my pitch is. And I want to reiterate this because I think it's our own separate universe. And basically what we can do is that the first book, or with like whatever amount of chapters, whatever, it's like it's almost like its own game. Think of it like a DMC reboot prequel game, right? Kind of like that, where it's like it's kind of like the fan comic turns into like it's a storyline that's kind of like its own set of it's a game in a way where we can kind of mess around with it, kind of like how 5 years later, because you saw the motion comic, it's kind of like that where it's like it's a storyline, but it's basically you have your chapters and all that, but we could have it where first book prequel sets up everything, second one, that's where we get into this type of story where we can rewrite it and we can add stuff. Because what my thing is, I really wanted to, like, basically we can like establish characters, put better emphasis on them, and basically explain them better, and basically give the characters room to, like, you know, explain them better.
How quick are you? You have 30 seconds to put an end to my miserable minions. Lovely. Off we go.
You know, like, explaining Dante better, explaining, Cat, and other stuff. Like, basically, we can have the time to, like, explain characters, orbits, like, even, like, how you're... Because the thing with, we can change the lore a little bit, like your police commissioner guy, the one you came up with. Basically, we can have the time to explain him in its own story, where we don't have to tie it to the games at all, where we can rewrite, explain, go in depth with stuff that, you know, really...
I don't have time for this bullshit!
What's the hurry? Oh, yes. The torture and suffering of that little brat. Oh, don't worry. Once Mundus is done with her, she won't feel a thing. Nothing. At all.
Fuck you. And stuff like that. Like, we can have the time to expand and, you know, basically mess around with lore that we didn't have time to do before. Because the thing was, with the comic, we have free reign. Like, we can expand on villains, we can basically write it in a way that sets up characters that might appear, and basically expands on lore and stuff like that.
Round 3. Nearly halfway. What do you think, my dear revelers? Shall we spice things up a little?
Like, something that I thought was something that I really wanted is that I think it would be cool is that we basically can mess around with characters, like the one you were talking about, your Dante's, childhood adopted brother. Setting, like, lore stuff and establishing that in its own universe is better than having it try to write it in with a game that really... You can't do that, really. It's too damn difficult. Like, that's the problem with,
Few
like...
contestants get this far. Congratulations. It seems the devil has talent after all.
I think it'd be easier to not make it as, like, fan fiction-esque as it is, like, its own universe where we can establish characters like Bob Barker. We can expand on them. Give them, like, lore.
This is where it gets interesting. Do you like it with the lights off?
Round 4, fight!
Oh, for Christ's sake. Oh. How do I do it? Where we can kind of set up stuff and...
Mundus has been looking for you ever since he first laid eyes on you. Do you remember that night, Dante? I can't wait to see his face when I show up with your scrawny corpse.
How do you do that move? Hold on. Hold on a second. Move list. There's a... Hold on. There's a move that you can do. Or is that something I have to pay to get? Hold on. I don't know. Like, that's really what my pitch was, because the thing is, with that, it's easier for us to write it in a way where it's like we can establish on the side of a prequel first, where it sets up the stuff that for later. Because that's really what the problem was. The thing that I had in mind is that this way we can set up stuff and better write it in a way that's better for people to digest and have for obvious reasons. Because, comic-wise, you get to mess around with that. Especially if we make our own designs, we kind of set it up, say, hey, this is its own universe of the reboot immediately off the bat. So this way, for, like, locations and, like, lore stuff, like the idea of Limbo, establishing how that exists, playing around with that, and establishing the lore, because the thing is, that's the thing about anything, is that it has to have lore that, and if we can mess around with, like, mess around with stuff, and the storytelling and and I know, good. And all that, it would be better because, like, how cool would it be to...
Starting to see why Mundus finds you so compelling. Oh, no, wait. He doesn't. He wants you dead.
Shut up.
I just love you.
Yeah, I've done that. With the fanfic, we can do stuff, but I'm sort of holding on to having a continuation with the reboot story. Yeah, and that's the thing. I think with that's where I think we don't have to be. It doesn't have to be a continuation of the reboot story. That's the thing with like a fanfic, is that you kind of. That's the point of it. Is like you basically.
You know, Dante, fame is a funny thing. Everyone wants a little slice of you, especially my friends here. Let me introduce you to one of them.
Hey, you. You basically can mess around, like, if we did it as a fanfic continuation, like that, we're dictated by, you know, it being a continuation of the reboot. But if we basically set up, like, if we say, okay, let's basically not make it a continuation. Let's make it, its own facet of the reboot, with, like, setting it apart from the get-go and setting, okay, this is its own timeline of events, where we can have it and say, first book is our prequel. It sets up our, what's it called, and then we get to, like, our version of the first game, in a way, with the comic. Oh no. Team community, that doesn't mean we're going to make it our own thing. I know that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, with my pitch, I figured okay. Here, I get what you're saying. Okay. Here's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is completely make our own timeline, where it doesn't have to be a continuation, it doesn't have to be anything. I get what you mean. I'm just like, what I'm saying is complete refresh. Because this way, if it's a complete, like, if we get to tell our own story from the get-go, set up our own lore, and basically actually don't have to. Here's the problem with this game, is that this way we can set up Dante's character arcs with each book, and how we can write stuff where we can take our time and play around with stuff just cuts. That's the thing that I was thinking with it, because the problem is, if it's a fanfic continuation, it's basically, if you're continuing something that really didn't have really an arc, okay, if you look at it for what it is, the game, it has an arc, but it's very clouded, and you can't really tell what the arc is, right? You can't tell. It doesn't have, like, the Dante's, like, arc is very static. Compare that to the prequel for DMC, like, basically Devil May Cry 3. Dante has an arc there. It's set up through, like, very, kind of, and you kind of have it a little bit in one, but not completely. So that's what I'm saying, is with starting from fresh, like, basically comic-wise, we basically start and say, we establish our version of the universe, our version of Devil May Cry, basically our version of Reboot Dante, our version of Sparta, Ava, what have you. Where basically that's what my pitch is just say, okay, screw everything that came before, screw the not really, but basically, figuratively, screw all that shit. Let's just, like, just to make it clear, I'm also not saying we have to follow exactly the reboot plot, because we are left hanging. Exactly, but I get what you're saying. That's what I'm saying with your fanfic. That's what you did. But what I'm saying is, if we basically peace, yeah. What I'm saying is that we don't have to even go from the games at all. that's what my point of the comic is. What my thing is, what my thought process was, sorry to butt in, but basically sorry to butt in, you want to basically want more on the reboot story? Well, kind of. I knew you were here. I knew it. I called it. I knew you were listening. and yes, but no. What I want to do is basically reestablish the here's my thing. Here's what my thing is. The reboot, the whole point of the reboot was to refresh and renew, and that the problem was the execution of the story and the execution of stuff was not very good. That was the problem that a lot of people had. That's what the problem that a lot of Devil May Cry OG guys had, is that you can reboot it. Like, the problem isn't the reboot itself in my eyes. My problem is the execution of how some things in the story were handled and stuff like that. Basically, of other characters, you guys can make the free ring. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, is that here's what I'm saying. If we basically start fresh and say we make our own timeline of the reboot in like our own little fan comic, we basically get to establish the lore in a unique way, where we basically have better control over the timeline. Like, think about it like this. We have the reboot, we have all the games. We have the reboot where we don't even know the fucking lore. We have nothing, hardly. That's where we can basically start fresh and say, okay, what can we can basically say, here's our timeline of events. This is like book 1 is our prequel. We set up everything. This way, in a certain extent, we have free reign. We can establish, okay, we have Dante, we have Kat, we have Virgil, we have all the characters we know from the reboot, and we have characters that are reimagined for the fan comic, characters like you were drawing for Lady, Trish, other characters, and we can twist stuff. Like Phineas in the OG, in the reboot game, isn't Belphegor. We can basically maybe hint at it through the comic, see, and like basically say, then eventually when it is revealed, it's like, oh shit, like nobody would be expecting that. And then also we can establish characters at our own pace. Like, for instance, like, we can basically, like Celeste, you were coming up with some cool characters like the police commissioner, stuff like that. With this, it's like we get to basically start fresh. This way we can establish those characters, like how they got to point A, point B, to point C, to point D, in our version of the timeline without being dictated by the game. Where we get to basically say, okay, in the next book, we can kind of have our version of the game where it's a lot better in how it's handled and stuff like that. Where basically our prequel is our version of Dante's Inferno, Devil May Cry 3, Devil May Cry 1 in a way, and the prequel mangas, right? That's our version. Like, it's a collage podge. We can pull elements. We can set up the characters that might appear and the story arcs and stuff like that. Like, the problem is that we can establish, DMC Dante in a way that's better than how the game is. I see. Like, definitely flesh them out and stuff like that. Like, yeah, like, basically, if we basically, for instance, we start fresh, we don't have to worry about the lore of the games because there isn't much. We can make our own lore. That's why when I was pitching my script, when I wrote it down or wrote it in the doc, it was like I wanted to establish the Nephilim side of things, why that whole thing happened, maybe a little bit expand on more aspects of hell and heaven. So basically, we can kind of establish maybe both sides are assholes. You know, basically, the kind of like how Darksiders, right? You know how Darksiders basically, in a way, has it in the games where both sides are a little bit dickheads, and they're both jerks, so you can't trust either. That's what my pitch was. Is basically if we start fresh with the fan comic, we basically can establish characters, take our time, and basically give characters an arc through book one and the chapters and stuff like that. That's what my thought process was, because if we do that, it's a lot better. Because we don't have to be dictated and, yeah, that is good. I do, truly, and angels and stuff. Yeah, and basically, dang it. Hold on. Basically, if, for instance, with like Dante, we can basically reimagine not just his look, but like we can establish this version of Dante's lore. We can reimagine, like, we don't have to be tied down to the games. That's the problem with any fan fiction or stuff. I can share my pitch on the Nephilim in ancient times and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't mind seeing that. That's great. Like, the thing is, I don't have a problem with, the thing is, I don't want it to be a continuation of the games. I want to, like, start fresh. Because I feel like if... The problem with fan fictions, it is that you don't want it... Like, the thing is, you don't want it to feel like it... The problem that I have with some fan fiction stuff is that if we were to do it, like, already knowing like, have it continue the lore and stuff like that, it just feels like, yeah, that's great and all, but why not do what the reboot couldn't do, so to speak? Now, I'm not shitting on this game, but the whole point of this game was to give us a fresh take, but here's the thing. A lot of the OG fans didn't like it because of how it handled things. That's the key word here. But with our version, we can basically say, okay, we could do what this game couldn't with our fan comic and have it be split in books and stuff like that. But we could basically have it to where we actually do what the game couldn't. The whole point of the reboot wasn't just to give us a fresh take and stuff like that. It was also to, like, it was supposed to be very good. Like, everybody was supposed to like it. A lot of people didn't. And I think that's what we could do. But in fan stories, you can elevate a story even further, too. True, but I figured if we redid it... Here's the thing. I feel like if we continue the story, even if we continued it, we wouldn't be able to go anywhere after. And the problem is, I honestly think that if we redid things... Because here's the thing. There was a lot of great ideas that was cut from the reboot that I want to use for the fan comic. That I feel like if we were to redo stuff, if we were to redo stuff, like start fresh, that's where we can do it. Because I don't know what video it was, but there was an idea, there was like scrap concepts, and one of them was about taking place in different stages in Dante's life and stuff like that. That's what my concept for it was, is just like start fresh. Brand new timeline, brand new event, and that way we can mess around with stuff. And I don't know.
You want to know what she sounds like? A little like your mother did when Mundus ripped her heart from her chest and ate it.
pissed.
This game is over.
I don't know. Like, I get it.
Get that skim bag you call an ass down here.
All right. All right, little one. I understand. I'm running out of patience, too. Let's end this right now.
Oh, for Christ. I don't like to sound like my pitch is better or like I'm stepping on your toes. I think a lot of the stuff you guys thought of was great. Lilith about to use the bait. Yeah, that's another thing I want to say. I hate Lilith in this game. I don't like it. I just feel like I just doesn't scream Lilith. Shoot for not Lilith. Plus, I just think there's a lot of stuff I feel like, in some ways, if you think about it, the Devil May Cry, the new anime, with the way they styled Dante with that game, they took inspiration from, they took Devil May Cry 3, and they took DMC 5, and they mixed the stuff. I disagree. We could go further, even continuing. I mean, even as a continuation, that's up to go into creativity and stuff. Yeah, I guess you're right. Like, I get your point. Like, I get that. But the problem is we're continuing off a game that really was half-baked, and there was a lot of stuff that I feel like was lost potential in it from not just story arcs and stuff like that. Yeah, depth anime is something. I don't know. Yeah, and there's like, that's why I want to start fresh, because I feel like the problem is that the game doesn't take the time where you get to know the characters. And here's my problem. Some of the characters, like Virgil, are very static. If you think about it really hard, what arc is there that they go through? What does he do? We can hit a snag when we didn't explore their past and stuff like that. Yeah, I get that. Trust me, I get it. But I also feel like if we refreshed stuff, it's a lot better to, like, that's why, like, the whole thing of, like, redoing stuff, I feel like, yeah, Virgil does have an arc, but he has the biggest plot problems. Exactly, and that's why I feel like we can, if we refreshed everything, basically, we don't have to run into that problem, because we basically could have it to where we can basically, we already know what maybe some of the arcs we could do. We can establish, redesign, fuck around, fix stuff that didn't work, and redo stuff that did. Something that I thought 98 plot went to Dante. I don't even think Dante really had much of anything. Like, I think he's very inconsistent on the stuff when it comes to stuff, because there's moments where he's cool and he's fine, but there's also other moments where it just feels like he's static in some regards, because as a character, there is a difference between plot and arcs, guys. I know that, but I'm also saying the plot also dictates the arc in some ways, because through the plot, there has to, that it instigates the arc in some ways. For instance, Marvel Spider-Man 2, basically, and Marvel Spider-Man 1, a better explanation. Marvel Spider-Man 1. What is the arc of that game? And it's dictated by a lot of things. The plot kicks off with this, and stuff like that. Dante does have an arc, but it's minimal. But the game's plot favors Dante pretty much and all that. Yeah, but let's separate the reboot real quick from the OG series. OG DMC 3. Dante's arc in that game basically is he starts off jokey, but he's very cold. Like, he genuinely almost comes off a bit like a dick, and through Lady, he starts to realize he has to embrace a little bit of his demonic side, but he also starts to embrace his humanity. And through that, I feel like that's the whole reason why in the rule of 3 with his clashes with Virgil, DMC 3, like, first time he fights Virgil, gets his ass whooped. Second time, ends in a stalemate. Third time, he realizes what's going on and all that stuff, and that's when there's a change, and that's when he wins. That's the thing. This game doesn't have that type of arc in some ways because, yeah, there probably is an arc, but it's not as visual and very understanding of clear coat what the arc is. And that's why I feel like if we were to refresh, we can basically easily explain Dante's lore in our version of the reboot. A. B. Give him an arc for the first prequel book that sets him in course where we can redo, keyword, redo, and set up basically prequel first, redo this type of game, but in a comic format, and redo the story and set up different elements and stuff like that. Then we can get to the continuation. That's what my brain was going for because, A, this version of... Here's the problem. There's a lot of plot holes with this universe, A. B, there's a lot of stuff that's great, but it is very off in some regards because it basically... I don't know. I basically understood the DMC Dante's arc, but I guess you wanted something of it to change. It's not that I want it to change. It's the fact that I want it to be better executed. Key word. That's the thing. I feel that the execution, that's the problem that I have with this game in some regards, is that the execution of the arcs and some of the stuff is very lackluster and very either confusing or stuff like that. I'm let you guys finish, but DMC main franchise has a lot of plot holes themselves. That I can agree with, but in some regards, I'll give you... But you can't deny that the arcs and how they're executed are pretty good. Devil May Cry 5 tried to make retroactive moves to fill the holes. Yeah, I'll give you that, but can you... but here's the thing. 5 also gave Virgil an arc. If you go to the prequel novel with the Visions of V and you go to 5, you have both in mind, Virgil actually has an arc for once. He's not lusting for power. He's not used as a plot, completely just a spin-off thing like he was in 4. He actually has an arc, which basically changes him in a little bit as a character comparing to Devil May Cry 3. Where this time around, it challenges his character, his views in a way that's a little different. The prequel novel and manga got good writing, at least, in the main DMC. Yeah, I agree. But that's my point, is that that's why I want to start fresh. That's why I want to basically... Because we can take notes from the original games and the original OG stuff and apply it with this is because a okay, let's do this. Like, let's just stop for a moment and think about it really quickly. Yes, we can continue from a game that story is very confusing and stuff like that, and continue with a fan comic version of it and stuff like that, and it's almost very fan fiction-y. And it does have great elements. Or we can start fresh and basically say, we set up the timeline here. We actually clear cut give the arcs in a better executed way. Like, if we do it, okay. The problem, here's what I'm saying. If we start fresh, we have an idea of how to better execute stuff in a story front. That's where I have a problem with this game, is that story-wise, there's elements that make zero fucking sense. If Dante's sitting around partying, he fucks around and stuff like that, and yet he hasn't been hunted. Like, yeah, he's fought demons, but he hasn't been hunted by the hunter demon that looked like a fucking monkey with a vagina on his head, quoting CinemaSins. Till then, I find that weird. But if we establish that he's been fighting demons and he's also encountered a few hunter stuff before, and they've been like minuscule, and they basically been not much of a threat, and he's taken them out, but he's never been seen before. The problem is, if Dante's fighting in the sense, then Sparta, like, not Sparta, but Mundus finally, senses it now. It comes out of the blue. I find it weird. But if we can establish that at point A to get to point B, then to point C, it's a better executed flow, because if we start with a prequel or a rewrite, like, think of it. Here's the thing. We can better execute the whole thing with the Nephilim, how that whole stuff is there. I just feel like that's, Dante in the reboot definitely has encounters with demons, but it's laid out even in the game story. So you may criticize it a little. It was discussed. I get that. But I also but I'm not talking about demons. I'm talking about the big bad of the fucking game. Here's major comparison, really quick. Major comparison. Devil May Cry 3. Mundus already knows Dante exists. He is watching in the shadows and stuff like that. And then at the near the end of the game, that's the whole thing with Virgil happens. He gets taken over, and he's like waiting in the underworld. Waiting. Then he's like, plot. Bingo, bammo, get Dante over here, set some stuff up, master puppet master. With Mundus in this game, there's none of that. Mundus in the reboot also knows Dante exists, only Dante though. Yeah, but I'm saying that's my point, is that there's elements I like with Mundus, but I'm thinking that there's so much stuff comparatively. Like, you run into these little things that just doesn't, I don't know. I think we miscommunicate. I do like maybe continuation, but I do want to make sense of the world of DMC. So that's what we intended. Yeah, but that's where I think, that's why I figured, okay, just to reestablish what I'm saying. I get reestablishing stuff as a sequel, but if we were to start fresh, here's what my idea is. Book 1 is the setup. the setup of everything. Book 1 setup. That's why I feel like we set stuff up, we can rewrite, in a way, the stuff of this game in Book 2, then we can get to reestablishing, like, using your ideas for the sequel stuff later. Because that's the thing, I feel like if we continue it as an arc, this way it's a better executed version of the reboot. Where we can establish, like, we can borrow elements of everything, but also there's an element of something that I wanted to do, is that the reboot wanted to do, is that the game would have taken place in different points of Dante's life. Okay? And I feel like, well, book 1 would be the prequel, the ancient times, and go back to that. Kind of. It's, okay. You know how I did concept art for the Timmy Negru and all that stuff? You remember? Basically, book 1 is, it establishes the whole thing with the Nephilim, Mundus, Lucifer, that stuff. But it also is a combination of A, Devil May Cry 3, B, the prequel mangas, C, the reboot continuity, like it's basically in the reboot, but it's our version of it, and D, it is the first, like, it's basically our setup. It's basically our version of Devil May Cry 3 in a way, where 1, it sets up Dante, our reboot Dante, like a rewrite and stuff. I have a pretty big feeling that Mundus in the DMC could have not cared for Dante until he realized it'd been years, and like, that's my point, is that that's the big thing with comparatively between Mundus and this universe and the mainline DMC. The mainline DMC, Mundus was stuck in the underworld. That's the difference, is he's stuck in the underworld. This one, he's not. He's in the, what's called, it's been years, he realizes Dante likely have grown up, and Mundus' fatal flaw is he's so arrogant and he's complete. Yeah, but I also feel like comparatively, compared to Mundus from the, you know, DMC 1 and DMC 3, DMC 1 and 3 is that he basically watched the events of be right back, guys, I got lunch. All right, go eat, have fun. He basically watched the events of DMC 3 happen, and he probably manipulated them behind the scenes. And then Virgil ends up his domain. Perfect. Get him. Then he's like, okay, have one. Let's get the other. I already know he exists. What can I use against him? Already have the one Sparta brother. He's looking through his mind, corrupts him, all that stuff. Mother. Bingo. Makes a demon, makes it look like Dante's mom, whole thing. Brings him, manipulates him, brings him that. That sets up his Dante's second character arc of separating demons from devils and separating the elements of the underworld. That's the key thing. And what I liked with the idea of Mundus in the OG games isn't the fact that he's a powerhouse. He's a master manipulator, and he's also very intelligent. He's old as hell. He's really powerful. And he also has this era of he holds a grudge. And he's very arrogant, but he's also very, very smart. that he plays his cards and he plays them very well. And that's the thing that I like about Mundus as a character, as a villain, is that he basically he's playing the long game. And even when he's defeated, even when he's pissed as hell, he's still playing the long game. And you end the game with 5. Dante and Virgil are both in the underworld, in his domain, with no way to get out. Key factor there. That's what I'm saying comparatively, is that there's elements that I feel you can have. And I don't know. That's just me. I don't know. I'll agree to disagree. I'm not the type to sit there and say, I don't want to do over you guys in a sense of certain stuff. I feel like you guys like the reboot for what it is. I like elements of it, but I just feel like there's stuff that I feel like we can take and redo if we were to start fresh.
Meow. Talk about animal magnetism. Looks like you're a bitch magnet, Dante.
That's just like my thought process. Because the thing for me is that just, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's just...
Your turn, Barbie. Your turn, Barbie.
Yes! This is exactly the opportunity I've been waiting for! Come on, baby, let's make Daddy proud! Oh. That's right, little one. It is playtime. Ah! You know, I've been looking for a chance to unwind.
There is a face only a mother could love. out here!
Oh, baby, suck me in! Pull me back in!
Where are you hiding, Lilith? Ugh, I said get out here and fight me, monster!
Oh, baby, get me back in! What's happened? Letting Molly down! Fight back! Say, get it back! Defend yourself, you idiot!
You make me sick! Get up. I'm not gonna kill you or Mundus' spawn. I'll let you both live if you do exactly as I say.
I will. I swear. I'm nothing without this brat.
Now pull yourself together. Rolling. Thanks for getting in touch, Mundus. Sorry it took me so long to get back. Regarding your trade offer, I'd like to suggest a counter-proposal. The life of the girl... for the life of your child.
And check chat real quick. Oh shoot, you ain't live. Bad timing for my net to be bad. Oh shoot. I am live. Did it die? I hope it didn't. No, you're good. I thought honestly maybe you got mad at me and left or something. Like I was gonna say, I respect your opinion. Agree to disagree. If you're still there. Well, this is gonna go poorly.
Move.
Fuck. The hell did you do that for?
I had to.
You don't fuck with a god.
Get her out of here. Go! What's happening? not gonna make it.
You're good. I saw that bit, but I'll say here's we can agree to disagree on some stuff, but I think here's the thing. I think I still believe in some aspects. Shit. If we were to redo everything, we could basically do it with better execution than how it was handled. That's really... Damn it. Fuck. Shit. I'm trying to figure out how to push a button. Ow. There we go. No, that's not it either. Shit. Plus, if there's some elements of this game that I feel like I get it, it's a different thing with Virgil. That whole scene still honestly just rubs me the wrong way. I don't think Virgil would do that. Virgil is not the type of character that would do that. But I don't think the ideas are clashing. The continue, but the complete, now free reign, yeah. I can't figure out the button. Hold on. I don't think the ideas are clashing. It means to continue, but it's completely now free reign. Yeah, it's still driving from what from DMC, but it's loose enough to make more reference. Yeah, but I feel like if we were to reimagine the story from the ground up, it gives us more lead room to reimagine things from the ground up in the first place. Still just need to fill puzzles and Mundus' demon. We need more to fill and more issues and stuff. Yeah, and that's what my thing is. Here's my thing. Here's the first thing. Also, what is the fucking... There we go. Come on!
Get down!
There. Shit. DMC is simply set in... hold on. DMC is simply set in a media rest, aka the way the plot considers on the certain time events, etc. Yeah, but that's my point, is that's the whole reason I wrote... Okay, let me basically reread... Hold on, let me find my doc. When I wrote my pitch for, like, the very first issue, like, for the prequel side of things, my whole point was to say, we can establish stuff, like, that's the whole point of, like, the prototype script, was basically, it has elements of, like, what the original classic stuff, but also it reintroduces things in a new light, where it basically, we can establish that at one point there was the Nephilim and stuff like that, but basically we can establish that they were betrayed. The children of, like, Angel and Demon were thought of to be not only the idea of it was embodiable, but also the concept itself was, you know, blah, blah, blah. But also, we can establish stuff like characters that would never made an appearance, like Lucifer, maybe changing stuff up like that. The fan comic can definitely stretch what deeply hides in the DMC and looks up. Yeah, that's the whole point of why I figured the furry, like, and also looking back at the chat, yeah. Also, plus when I pitched the idea, it's just to say, okay, first book is our prequel. We set up the stuff, and it's basically Devil May Cry 3. The second book is our Devil May Cry 1 / Devil May Cry Reboot 1, where we can tell maybe a similar story that the reboot did, but with better execution of the arc, A. Also establishing better stuff like, okay, if Mundus is the main bad guy and stuff like that, like, I want to better execute stuff that I feel like we could do in a way that is stuff like that. And also, Lilith loves me more than Monsters Girl, yeah. I'm glad she loves you. I don't like Lilith. Fuck this version of Lilith. I don't like it. Anyways, I'm not a sick. Just, yeah, whatever. But what I'm saying is, in general, is that if we... Fuck. If we were to basically redo everything from the ground up in the first place, this way we have better control over the storyline and the timeline and the events, because I'll give you a prime test ground of what I mean. If we were to redo the timeline, or basically do our own version of the universe, we make our own lore and stuff like that. That's the whole point of what the reboot was trying to do in the first place. The problem was some elements of the execution and some stuff wasn't really as explained as some stuff. And yeah, it had its own style, but a lot of things that it did rubbed up some people the wrong way. And there's elements of the story that just doesn't... I just feel like it could have been handled and done somewhat better. Lily girl, ha, yeah. And that's why I feel like if... Hear me out, okay? Hear me out. Okay. Let's say we do this fan comic, right? We stay in the writing room stage for a bit. We write it, let's start with the prequel. Let's start with ground one first. If Kim Kardashian has the... Ha. Basically, it's the start of things. Plus, guess what? This is something we can do even better. Is, okay, we can take established lore that we already know, and then we also can write it in our own timeline and our own set of events and stuff like that. Kind of like what you were doing with the fan sequel, but apply it to its own thing. Because if we can control the timeline of events and we can control the lore, so to speak, that's the whole point of why when I wrote the first chapter the way I did, it was basically to say, okay, this is how I want to establish this version of the timeline. Angel, demons, all that stuff, they've always been in conflict. They were created by two opposite sides. Good, evil, wickedness, goodness, purity, whatever, evil. And they both unbondable, like both on opposite sides of the spectrum. Then God creates man, the embodiment of great good or great evil, the potential to do both. And hey man, um, you basically have the idea of that's something that the DMC series, the OG stuff, did a little bit. And that's what I wanted to capture is basically, okay, Dante is not completely human at all. If the reboot takes out the human, basically the idea of the idea of like, okay, he's Nephilim, not human. But what if like that idea of that aspect is that the very first, if we do things as a prequel first, we basically establish that, yeah, he's Nephilim, but we also give him a similar lesson that DMC3 did, but different. Nothing but the ceiling is what's up. Yeah. Ha ha ha. And I think that's where we have more leaning. Plus, I like to have more leeway. I don't know. I'm dead set. This is me, I don't want to step on toes or anything, but I'm dead set on doing it like its own universe. Because I feel like there's a lot more potential there to basically that makes me sick. Yeah, don't say it's my where we can basically once we have. Yes, I know, I saw it, don't spam it in the chat, please. Stuff, I don't know, if I'm on a ramble, I probably sound a bit dumb, but I don't know, I'm very dead set on it, because I just feel like that is probably the best option, at least in a fan comic way, because I feel like we can establish the very first arc easier. Then once he's like, here's the thing, is that this game...
Who knows how many people die out there? Hundreds of thousands.
My decision. My cross to bear.
You have no right to decide the fate of so many.
I know it was extreme, okay? I know there was a cost. But it worked. Mundus acted impulsively, in anger. The Hellgate is spent, and Mundus with it. For the time being, at least. But now is the time to strike.
Cat is in no state to do anything.
Yes, I am. You need me. Oh, they tortured me. I left my body. That's how I endured for so long. I explored Mundus's tower. I know how it works, how it's wired, how it feels. You both need me to defeat Mundus. And you need each other. So the Hellgate is the main source of Mundus's power. It can only be reached from his chamber. You must break into the chamber and close the Hellgate. Mundus is still weak from his last outburst. This is your chance to defeat him. Mundus doesn't know that Virgil is Nephilim.
We can use that to our advantage.
There's a back door into the tower located here. Virgil, you must reach the security room undetected. So Dante, you will create a distraction. Here.
Hey guys, you looking for a fight?
Here I am.
Just like your father. Too big for your fucking boots. Me, a god. Versus you, a piece of shit.
Once Monday sees you, all hell will break loose. Stay close to the tower entrance.
That's true, and I'll say this. I will say this game does take a little bit of influence that I can feel from Devil May Cry 2 with some of the stuff. But I also think here's the thing. With the OG series, it had this feel where it's like Sparta is this embodiment figure, and some of it has this lore that it doesn't take itself too seriously, but it has a unique style, right? It has this feel to it that I don't know. If it wasn't, it was. It we weren't a bit unsatisfied with whatever these. We can definitely. You can add more stuff on there and pass before continuing is what you were pitching. Yeah, but also what my pitch is kind of like just a redo of everything. In some regards, I don't mind you got like a fan sequel thing, but what I want to do the most is just do our own thing. Like redo the universe in a unique sense, because take the stuff that you have already. That's great. But like use it later. Establish it later. Because here's the thing. Think of it like Umbrella Academy. Do you know the Umbrella Academy books and the show and stuff like that? Basically, like most books, like for instance, even Percy Jackson, perfect prime example. Percy Jackson or Harry Potter. Like you get thrown into the world. You get thrown into this new world, right? Kind of like even with Devil May Cry. I actually appreciate the dark tension and the DMC story portrayal. Yeah, but there's stuff I think works well. I think there's a lot of stuff that works great. It's not the problem of that. It's just the problem of like some of the characterization and some of the way it's executed. And I feel like if we were to redo stuff from the ground up, it's a lot better because this way we can establish Mundus. We can establish Sparta. Hell, Sparta in this game is like he kind of look like they don't even give him really a lot. Okay, compare this version of Sparta to the one we got from the OG series. The OG series, they kind of treat him like this, like we see him, but we don't see him. We don't like he's like there's this like it's the lore we get is very almost ominous and very vague, but almost like this legend laid bare. It's kind of like how like the different avatars in the Avatar universe. It's like each one has their unique feel, but they're very distinct and stuff. But like with Sparta, he's like this powerful figure that has so much stuff, but we never see it. And that's where I feel like with this game, it's like you don't get a lot of that. Like the stuff with Mundus and the stuff with Sparta and the stuff with Ava, it's just like it feels weird. It feels like it wasn't really thought out. I think what makes Mundus and the reboot unique is he plays to the rules of magic that Ninja Fury established, and just because Yeah, I get it. I don't know. There's elements of Mundus that I don't like either, and I fucking hate his design. That's the other thing. I don't like his design, and I don't like some of the things that, like, there's lines that I just don't like that I can't stand. I'm gonna be honest with you. There's elements of lines that I just physically don't like because I wouldn't see Mundus saying that shit. Because I feel like if we were to redo stuff, what my lore for Mundus and how I would change stuff is okay. Here's my pitch. Now, this is just me going on tangents. Add on Mundus. Why does this rules and magics are Mundus is president himself of human? Why is that answer? Try we can try answering that. Yeah, but I also feel like something I want to do is that I want to change stuff like this. Here's okay. Let me give you my pitch for the prequel story and my beginning and how I established the lore and all that shit, and then we can go from there. We don't think Imminent Virgil would do that. Yeah, I know. Let me stop you. Hold on. Okay. Here's what my pitch is. Prequel first. Establishing the lore. Reboot version. I know! Let me psych! Shit! Okay. Redo the whole universe. Here's my pitch. Beginning of everything, God made the demons. Like, basically, he made the angels. But, like, everything it was made in this universe, it was flawed. And there is also, by the way, I'm late, but my net is late, lol. Yeah, it's fine. Um, Wait, where are you in the stream? Like, I'm talking about my pitch. Uh, yeah, it's fine. Okay. Here's what my pitch is. Okay. Um, Basically, God creates demons, creates devils, whatever, evil, and the demons are born, whatever. They are forever in conflict. At some point, God makes man, and man has the capabilities of both good and evil. But at some point, like God, like angel, like they man would be caught in the crossfire between, demons, basically hell and heaven. So at some point, a truce is broke between like different like angels and different demons. So Lucifer and Lilith would be wed. They would create the first children of the angel and demon, which some elements of demon hate the idea. Same on the angels. But they would also follow a few other angels would fall in love with certain demons. Same thing would happen. But also Lucifer at some point, when after having children with, we're not using the reboots version of Lilith. Fuck that. But basically, she would be the first demon and the very first, because she would be the very first human that kind of got almost like turned into a demon or something. We can kind of change up something. I don't fucking know. But basically, Lucifer and her would wed, and they would be the first ones to have Nephilim. And also, changing up the lore a little bit, Mundus is actually an angel. He was one of many angels. Lucifer, Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, and I believe there's Aziraphale and a few other angels as well. And Azrael, I believe, and all that. Those are like some of the angels, and there's also some demons. Through the wedding of like angels and demons, there's Nephilim are created, but on both sides, both feared the power. Mundus especially because he believed that it was unbottomable for Lucifer or like any of it to even exist. It was like unbottomable. So he would strike a deal, like he would basically, pull some strings and basically betray Lucifer and betray the angels. Like basically, kind of in some way, tricking Lucifer into also like, not only can he basically if he can basically do like why should they bow to man, like they've already created a race that's almost equal in power or even more powerful than either side, blah blah blah, and stuff like that. I think your pitch for the Nephilim is very enlightened with Celeste. Actually, she wants to explore the history exactly. But the thing is, this would be explained in like panels. Like it's not like a full on, whatever. And basically, in some regard, Mundus betrays Lucifer, gets him like tricks him into going against God, but also manipulates him a little bit. But also, it's also Lucifer on his own. So this is also inspired a little bit by the idea of Michael in the Lucifer show, what he did. So, that's why I did that. Lucifer, but also Mundus would fall as well because in some regards he would be found out, obviously, but he also butchers the Nephilim. He basically, Michael, Nephilim would be wiped out, but in the chaos would create limbo, which is partially the reason for why Dante has a unique connection to it, and we can explore that with the idea of the whatever, the book, the prequel, where basically, it explains that whole thing, why it exists. But Mundus and Lucifer would fall, and at some point, a demon, basically a very honorable demon, a very unique demon, is born of basically being Sparta. Basically, that whole thing is basically he probably comes around at a certain point. He basically is a lot more honor bound, and he's a ferocious fighter. He's very powerful. Mundus takes notice of it, and he recruits him, so to speak. And there are other demons and other stuff, whatever, all that have you. And at some point, similar to I think at some point, Adam's first wife, Eve, at one point, because of what happens with Lucifer's tricking them, she at one point does die. She becomes an angel this time around. I think she would not go to hell, or none of that would happen. I think something would happen that would differentiate the timeline a little bit, where it would be Adam that takes the apple, and Eve, though, she kind of, something happens and she dies, and she becomes an angel. So she's the first human angel. That kind of changes up the lore a little bit, where she is the very first, woman, so to speak, and that whole thing. And what my thing is, and then after that point, at some point in some conflict, because hell would sometimes try to destroy heaven or just destroy man as a whole. She was probably one of the most ferocious fighters or something. They met through conflict, and then they would at some point fall in love. I think, and they knew that it was forbidden because of like both parties knew of it. But I think we can expand on it a little, and then we cut to Dante, present day, this version of him. I think if we were to explore the opposite of a demon and angel, we were going to have to dig deep regarding why the reason in believing that why there's a conflict and stuff like that. Yeah, and I think that the thing is that we can do that, but we can do that in panels. It's very easy. It's like we don't have to make it a like a novel. It's just how we do it through the storytelling visually is the key word. And that's what I'm saying is like then after that point we just immediately Dante. We establish the lore, then bammo. We cut to him doing whatever. And that's my point is like once the thing, where am I supposed to go? What am I supposed to do here? Like I keep okay. Pissing me off because I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Okay. I think I figured it out. I'm saying, like, I think establishing that
the gates will seal. Dante, you need to keep them busy while Virgil makes his way into the tower.
Establishing that, okay, if we establish that Mundus is already a master manipulator, like he's an angel, that actually puts a whole new meaning with like even the idea of Lucifer and some of the stuff. And that was something that I wanted to do from the get-go because it establishes that Lucifer is like another reason for the Nephilim and the other stuff, but also that he was originally that's why he's the king of hell and he's more powerful, and why Mundus is like second, like he's a prince of darkness, so to speak. That's something I like a lot more than basically what we had, because this way there's a lot more lean room, so to speak, with the execution of stuff. Then also this way in some ways, once we have that like brief little story bit, like the panels, freaking drawn for whatever, just like setting up stuff, then immediately we get to Dante and this universe's version of him, and we basically, I kind of feel like that is where there's a lot more reading room. It's like that establishes we get the prequel bit of lore, and then we get to that. Just in case my net is late, guys, like I'm in segments with where Kat is explaining the tower. I'm a bit, yeah. You're fine. It's probably a little bit late. But in some regards, like what I think having the story have some like the prequel side of it first gives us wing room to establish a new lore, better executed lore, and then we get better, we can, just in general. Because the problem that I have is that it's not really as I want what I want to do is probably a lot different than what you guys want to do. And that's fair, and I think we could find a common ground. But how I'm envisioning the fan comic is a little different than probably what Celeste is, and what you guys are, what you think. Because I guess where I'm thinking in a more realistic approach where it's basically I want to start fresh in a clean slate, because the thing with me is that I just don't. There's a lot that I feel like the reboot fumbled and bumbled because it just, you pop stuff in and you don't have, like, it doesn't really establish the stuff as well as the OG series did, so to speak. Like, yeah, the OG series had its problems. Let's be fair, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt with how some things were handled and the lore-wise and stuff like that. I'll say fair, but you cannot argue with me when it comes to the fact that the reboot did not handle really lore-wise, it didn't handle anything really well, because in my eyes, I feel like there's a lot of things that it did that just felt off to me, where it could have been very good. The problem is that here's what I'm thinking. Let's compare the remakes of Resident Evil to the Resident Evil remakes to the Devil May Cry remake. A reboot. Remakes are different than reboots, so I'll give it that. But in some regards, they still have to take from the OG. And the problem with this is that, yeah, it does, some regards, give us new concepts, but the problem is the way it's executed leaves a little to be desired with how some stuff is. The characterization gives me, like, there's elements that I like, and there's more stuff I like, but the problem is, it's sometimes very piss poor. No offense, that it feels like there's not really, like, it's basically
Make a break for the main entrance before it seals itself shut. You'll have a few seconds at best.
It's basically all it is just
Once inside, you will face Mundus's elite guard. Take him out quickly.
Showtime!
Do you remember Sleepy Hollow, the TV show? How it established its lore? It threw in, obviously, but it still set stuff up and kept adding on to things you would never known about. Like, for instance, Ichabod Crane dies, he has war with the Horsemen, blah, blah, blah. If there's any true concrete to comparison between Sparta, it was the something of a story about a man who was satisfied with their long journey and wanted to settle down. Yeah, but I feel like in the OG series, there is elements of that as well. But the thing is, it's handled a lot better. The thing with him, with Sparta in that, is that he was a warrior. He probably had been with a lot of people, but the thing is, Ava was the first time he felt like it was someone that really made him whole. That's the key factor here, with the difference between that and the reboot, is that the reboot is just like, it's just established
Virgil
that
will knock out the internal
it was a
camera
forbidden
system.
zone.
Mundus won't
It
be able to
was
see
like
where you are.
just that. With the OG, it's a little different because it's like he's a demon, yeah, but he, like a human Spitfire, so to speak, that he found with Ava. Like, she almost completed him in a way that, yeah, he's partially demon, but she completed him in a way that is a little different. And I feel like with
Come to me, Dante. If you can. I'll be waiting for you.
The corporate offices are heavily defended. One
yeah,
exemption
and that's
is
the
floor
problem,
87,
is that
which is
I think
unoccupied.
the idea that's where I have a bit of an issue with it, because like I feel like I don't mind that they favoritized Ava. I get it, trust me, I get it. But I also feel like in doing so, by doing that, you take the idea of Sparta away. It ruins some aspects of things, because it honestly, here's my problem with it. Here's why I have a problem with it. I think if they were to if they would have done both, where this time around, like in the OG series, they did do that a little bit with Dante's mom. The thing is, they treated it was less of her being the legend and more like she was the driving force. Never again embracing humanity and other stuff, la-di-da-di-da. That's the thing. I feel like I believe with Sparta, it's the thing of, he's a character that you can't slouch on. He's the reason for their power, their abilities, their everything. And if you remove that aspect and you don't really give it the time or care, it's gonna fall flat, because if you focus on the idea of Ava, just because she's this, it's just gonna feel lazy, and it's gonna feel weird, so to speak, because it's gonna feel like you're just doing it because this, that, and the other. And that's the problem that I had, is that it didn't have that care that really what the care that it needed to have, you know. Like, for instance, if you think about the idea of Sparta or Ava, Sparta is always not just the legend. He's also he's still partially the reason for everything that happens. Just like Ava is. That's the key factor that some people forget, and that's the problem with the reboot, is that they don't focus on either. they focus on one, but they don't focus on the other, because the problem that I have with that is that it doesn't click as well. Because if you don't do that, it loses everything very fast. It basically works, it's half-baked. Because, okay, Sparta is not just the powerhouse, he's not just a legend, he's, in doing the actions that he did, okay, Mundus would, like, honestly, the whole thing with that led to the whole stuff with Mundus. Like, his actions were the catalyst for why Mundus wanted revenge. His actions also like, he could not defeat Argosax, so that whole thing. His actions were the reason for the whole thing with Timidegru, so on, so forth. So Ava and Sparta have an equal telling toe, or, equal staying power to the story of DMC. That's the thing that I feel like the reboot does not capture well enough, and that's the reason why Dante's character feels half-assed. That's why I don't click with it as well. That's why I feel like redoing it gives us better lean room. Once, do that,
You good, brother?
Yeah, good.
Here you'll split. Dante, make your way to the east wing. Virgil, you will make your way to the west wing, where you'll find the main server room.
Good luck.
Me too.
Dante, you will have to...
Now, I don't mind that Mundus only knows about Dante and all that stuff and what have you. I guess that works for this universe, and I don't mind it. I still believe that there's more things that you can execute better with the way stuff is handled and what you can do and all that jazz. I will still always argue that it's a lot better to how I would handle stuff is a little bit different, because I feel like there's a lot more that you can work with, in some regards to, I don't know, like, if we were to start fresh, that gives us more lean room, because I feel like we have the power writing-wise. That's the thing I felt like
Sky Bridge to get it.
Ninja Theory
East Wing. You will find the
thought
Sky Bridge
in
along
the
this
realm
path.
of their own style and their own way of doing things and stuff like that. They
Virgil
didn't
will
really
take over the
think
servers in the west wing.
in the
He'll
realm
clear the way
of,
for
like,
you.
the series as a whole and all that stuff. I don't know. Also, I really apologize, LOL. My net is bad, but I am listening in the idea pitch. Yeah. But in regards to the pitch on that front, so while you're you're on that end, I'll kind of continue my pitch because I want to kind of establish something a little bit. My pitch is basically prequel first. It takes influence from Dante's Inferno, the mangas and stuff like that. The whole thing is, first few panels establishes the lore, the whole thing with the Nephilim, all that stuff. Then we get to this version of Dante. This Dante is asshole. He kind of does have there's elements that I want to pull from the what is it called? The original concept art and some stuff. Like, I think it would be cool to have him smoking. I think there's elements I want to pull from this game and And also, the net stuff, you're fine, man, honestly. I feel like, for me, I want more... I feel like if the whole point of what my pitch is, prequel-wise first, is takes influence from Dante's Inferno. More specifically, the Dante's Inferno game. But also just in general, stuff like that. Where basically, I want to take influence from that and the original Devil May Cry 3 and the prequel mangas and all this stuff. And I want to kind of have this challenge that the Timonic Gru is not just this tower that is what it is in the OG game of like it functions as that. It also has a point of like reaching heaven as well. So it's like has two purposes. It's a middle point.
Security going into the East Wing is tight. You'll find yourself blocked.
I feel like
so don't try to cross it just
I
yet.
want to pull from this idea of like, I don't know. I think it's fine that this game... Here's the thing. I'm fine with it being modern. I'm fine with it having like some modern stuff. But I feel like I like the old stuff too. So if we can find a common ground of combining it would have to work in a certain way, and I don't know how you can do it. But with Dante's Inferno, the game at least, it had this arc of you know, it it basically it would be a game you have to check out, for yourself. But in some regards, it's hard to explain, but it's part of the reason why I feel like there's a lot that I would want to pull from. Because it gives us more lean room to give Dante an arc with that. Retell this version of the universe's version of Devil May Cry 3, have Arkham, have stuff like that. Then we can go and redo the base game in the comic format, redo the story. Like, we can tell a similar story, but, like, execute it so much goddamn better. Ugh. And then, blah, blah, blah.
If you're all caught up now, I don't know if you are or not, so I just basically let me finish what I was saying. In general, I kind of wanted that to be the pitch that I had. It's just, in general, the first, like, I wanted to rewrite stuff. I feel like that's where the game would be at, or not the game, but the comic would be at its strongest if it was a rewrite and if it was basically, you know,
These floors are occupied. You will encounter resistance.
plus gives us more lean room. And
Floor
I
87.
personally,
This is the finance wing. Those who work here are barely human anymore. They have been corrupted beyond recognition.
I don't know.
One day, all of humanity will be enslaved to Mundus with these poor souls.
So this is corporate hell.
I might end the stream here in a bit because it is
From here, you will need to make your way up to the next floor.
Plus, there's a lot of people that, you know, I don't know. It's on how they rewrote, like, never rewrote. Nobody's really rewrote this, but most people just hate it. I personally feel like, you know, but with rewriting everything, the timeline gives so much that I feel like we can do. That's kind of what I want. That's what I aim to do. I feel like prequel-wise, sets things up better.
Yeah!
What's supposed to be? Oh. Plus, the thing is, Ninja Theory was going by their own rules of what they've done in the past. That's the sheer factor of why I feel like the game doesn't
elements of the story that don't work as well because of it. Maybe I'm easy. That's kind of why with my design philosophy with like concept art, ideas, it's more thinking in the realm of redoing the story, redoing the characters from the ground up. From Virgil to Dante to everything else in between is because for me there's more to do in a rewrite or reboot.
What did she say? Floor 105? Skybridge? Yeah.
Floor 105.
You want floor 106. Whatever you do, don't get out of floor 105. It's heavily infested.
Oh, shit.
Okay, not that way then. Right. No turning back. Shit!
You're probably delayed, so you can't. Oh. Fuck. Plus, I think that we do
at the time I had not better option. Gives us more lenience.
Move up to the next floor.
Oh, no, you don't!
By now, the demons will have detected your presence in the East Wing. Time to move out.
Probably gonna freaking end the stream in a minute. Oh, dude. I think I'm done for the night. I'm really tired. So, I've been streaming for 3 hours, so